Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Salon Life TV. It's me, Monica B, Miss B. You can find me on Instagram at Miss B the Teacher, Twitter, Miss B the Teacher, LinkedIn as Monica Boglin, Boglin. So thanks for joining you, girl, today, and I do apologize severely for not dropping anything with Salon Life TV in a while. My life, relocating to a new state, dealing with reciprocity issues has been completely crazy. So let's get into it. The trades. All right. For me, I've been watching a lot of videos online with tutorials for. Oh, and if you guys are worried about this right here, for those of you who know me, I'm a lupus survivor and a member of the RA Club, rheumatoid arthritis, and I am getting just a little bit of inflammation issues the past 2 days, so I don't have a traditional compression saw. I worked out the other night and got this little flare up here, so I wrapped it up and we're all good. However, it does bring up a great point of me being involved in doing braids or twists. I've never been the biggest braider or the twister throughout my career. I never have. Not that I never loved the style, but early on, before I knew I had lupus that caused, which is the root cause of my rheumatoid arthritis, I had for years suffered carpal tunnel syndrome, and you know that that is every hairdresser's or barber's nightmare. So, throughout the years, finally, of getting tested and getting proper medication, it is fairly under control. But the one thing that I really can't do anything about, as many medications I've had on and off, I do a lot with herbs and vitamins, is periodically I will get the flare up of inflammation somewhere. And being in a new state here on the West Coast, Washington State, this weather has been just so up and down. Coming from Florida, this weather's been so up and down alongside uh, my sinuses that wreak havoc for almost 2 months. The inflammation is a little bit more profound than what it normally has been. With that being said, I wanted to just test myself to do something different with my hair. Didn't have much going on this weekend. And anyone who knows me knows that I love a good wig. I love a good lace front. My me time is sometimes spent doing my own nails and sitting doing making my own wigs. I really do try to go all out when it's show season. I'm booked for something. You got to be on stage and be lively and be attention grabbing and all of that. However, it is getting a little warmer here, and I have been noticing that I've been getting hotter during the day and a little bit warmer. And we're going to also equate that to being 45, and Mother Nature and her little demon called menopause is kicking in. And I wanted to make sure that I could do something to make sure that I had better ventilation on the scalp just to get some air. When I'm working out, my hair is normally just corn rolled up or twisted up and natural, and it's growing out. So all over naturally here, I've got about 2.5 to 3 inches, maybe 4 of length all over my natural hair. But I did want something different this week. So I've been seeing great videos on crochet braids, twist box braids. I knew I was not going to ever attempt to do the micro braids or anything too small. I'm seeing the Senegalese twist. I'm seeing the boho braids and the dreads, and those are all beautiful. And I still wanted to do something that was classically me, easy, but something unique. So I just wanted to see what a mixture of a braid and a twist would look like. Anyone that's dealing with short hair, and integrating hair on a natural twisting method and not the crochet. And I even bought my crochet needle. I stuck it someplace yesterday. Went ahead to try it, and I just thought, okay, I'm not gonna even want to sit and do that. I've got enough room here that I can try to control it. However, my hair, I still texturize it every now and then, so I'm not 100%, 1,000% naturalista. I texturize my hair every 2 months, maybe. I have got pure kente hair. That is Kizzy and Kunta. Okay, I did Winona, Alabama, and all of them generations of Boglins before that. Y'all did y'all thing with the one and only licensed cosmetologist in the family. And for me, my hair needs to be more manageable, so I do like my hair to be combable when it's in its natural state. If I can't comb my conditioner through my hair, it's in my cosmetologist's head, it's not doing the work. So typically I can comb it out, rinse it out, do my leave-in conditioner, whatever type of curling, pudding, mud, or whatever that I'm going to do, and put it in, and I'm great. So after my shampooing last night, go through my quick little ritual. I'm in the bathroom, so bear with me. Products that I do love, and being a certified cheat educator, falling in love with any new products that are company like this, American made, and really put it into the thought process. My first trip to the Chi Corporation was 2 years ago for my first certification, and they actually gave us a tour of the facilities where the bottling and packaging, where the magic happens. With that being said, the black seed oil, and I hate that this is the reverse, I'll try to turn it around. The black seed oil line actually was developed for a celebrity family. I'm not going to put that name out there for trademark reasons. Years ago, I remember seeing it. And then it was just done as a styling line. It was a dry shampoo, dry conditioner. And I thought it was just going to be really awesome because I'd never seen a dry conditioner before. The regular leave-in conditioner, and I think there was like a styling serum. At any rate, the deal fell through with that celebrity family and their business partners that actually brokered the deal with Chi to manufacture the product. Chi, however, was on the hook for thousands of bottles of packaging that had already been done in the trademark black and pink. And so what they did was just remove the brand name and the imagery of that celebrity family and move them off and replace it with Chi. And then Chi, like a great business magnet and operational company that they are, kept the rights to reserve the actual ingredients and the product listing and the manufacturing of the actual product. So these are my two home healthcare products, the black seed oil shampoo and conditioner. And then I'm also a fan of the black seed leave-in treatment. And that's as far as what I do styling-wise when I'm going to leave my hair natural. I ordered online to supplement this from Amazing Herbs. Got it just a few days ago, and it is 100% black seed cumin oil. So you have to be mindful of where the black seeds are pressed and where they're coming from. And this in and of itself is pure cold press. This is so important to understand, you guys, because there have been, and over the years, I try to tell people the difference in the type of oils that they're using on their hair so they can get more sophisticated about what they're buying and why. And this is what we do when we're behind the chair with our clients. Your clients need to understand that products that contain an oil, different types of oil, you've got natural and synthetic oils. You need to be able to be well versed in all of them, at least well versed in their functionality. Traditional oil products, a lot of people ran from them. And when people were back doing the traditional hot and comb, press and comb methods, the oilier the hair, the thought process was the slicker or the straighter you could make the hair during the pressing process. The reality is too much oil on the hair in a dry state and you hit it with the hot pressing comb, you were actually still burning the hair. The oil itself was melting, and during that process you created a smoke. So I don't know how many of y'all have never been in a real black hair salon, and if you ain't got some smoke coming off even your flat irons today, in my head I know that they got to do the work. But it's a difference in those plates smoking because it's evaporating product than the hair burning, and that's what's smoking. So the difference for me, if you always want to know, and again, this is a little professional tidbit, a smoke and a burn is not the same thing. In the worldly sense, yes, where there's smoke, there's fire, but we control everything that we do in the salon business because We have temperature gauges on our products. We know products are designed to be heated and lowered, and which is why you buy your products and you're not doing at home, mixing in the kitchen, putting stuff on your clients' hair. They have no idea what you're doing, but they trust you because that's what a lot of that are licensed professionals but unethical professionals do. So this video again is whether you're unlicensed watching a video, you're someone unlicensed taking money from customers, therein lies your illegality. I don't care, give no kind of a damn about hurting your feelings. Get out of our industry, and I'm going to do everything I can possible to make sure that that happens. And that is one of the reasons why Salon Life TV came to fruition. However, you can smoke the hair and the temperature of your plates hitting the product. If you've got adequate product on the hair to coat the hair and protect the hair, the product itself will evaporate, and the evaporation process is a gas. That's a standard change in a state of matter. You have your liquids, your solids, your gases, and then things that evaporate, which are your vapors. That's what happens. Or steam, same thing. So you can change the state of the product and while you're manually changing the state of the hair. Burning the hair is different. Singed hair is burned off, gone. It's not coming back. I'll be singeing using my torch parts of this hair long, well down past after I braid past my natural hair to make sure that it locks and it stays put. This is Caniculon hair. Two for the most part. I've got everything underneath, and then up top will be a 27 and then like a 4. So with that being said, burn and singe your hair as you need. I'll be doing a hot water method on the ends of the hair where I have my personally made foil little twisty thingies here. So just a little handmade flexi rod for the purpose of that. The length is what I wanted to create and to make sure that they were bendable. And it actually kind of came to fruition one day. I had to think of something on. I was running out of the length of rods, and those foam rods weren't working. They were actually too long. The rods were too short. And then I'd seen something very similar with the Design Essentials company that they were doing naturally twist out type styles with those. So I just decided I keep these and I make these. I probably take 1 box of foil and I'll make the entire thing. If you're doing them for customers, and I've done it several times in schools, take 1 box of foil and then you roll them to different sizes. So some may be exceptionally long, some are here, and then some may be half the size for a short piece, depending on what you need. With that being said, guys, you want to make sure that you're using appropriate product on your hair. So after I shampoo, conditioner, and the leave-in goes in and comb it through, the only thing that's in my hair is a couple drops of the black seed oil. This in and of itself smells completely different than the black seed that's here because these products, I realize now, are going to need and require a bit of fragrance. This black seed oil, I've been putting it on my face. I'm putting it on parts of the scalp to help stimulate and slow down and keep the production of the follicle open. So it's great for that, as well as to give my hair some natural moisture without it feeling oily. Okay, so that's all that I have in my hair. So what I've done is I've finished everything just about. I'm going to complete these last 2 braids. I've got one finished here, and where are we here? I'll stand up real quick, and you guys can actually see the length. I took some of the foils out on the ones on the bottom that I did yesterday. A couple more that there we hot water dipped them, and I'm going to put these last 1 braid here and then the last twist in. And again, with me not being the best braider just because of what the method of braiding does to my hair, I'm extra careful to make sure that I don't aggravate the arthritis any more than what's necessary. So I didn't do any particular parting. I wanted it to be a sort of messy, unkempt look. And braiders and dread wearers know that the hair looks more natural, you know, closer to the end of the time that you actually need to drop them and take them out. Um, Gave myself a little finger wave here to give it a little dimension. I'm probably going to cut a line in right here, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I'm going to get the video finished up after I get them dipped, throw a little makeup on, take the twist out, and, you know, get my boho girl on. So we're twisting all the way down. The hair, again, is a Canicolon hair. Got it at National Beauty Supply Chain. Not going to necessarily put that name out there because I don't want, again, any copyright issues with anybody. I thought the hair was slightly overpriced for what this is. And being in this particular area of north of Seattle, I haven't run into black centered beauty anything here, to be honest with you. Okay, take the torch. I'm just going to run it up and down a couple of sections here. It's not going to smoke and seal all the way off, which is the one thing I like about the Canicolon hair. You can control that singed out, smoked out look because it's not going to burn as quickly as synthetic hair would because of the nature of the fiber. Okay, so I'm dipping just a little bit into a moisturizing cream that I really love and a little bit of just a styling gel on the ends. All right, I want to show you guys the wrapping method for the foil twist. Wrap it around a couple times on the ends and then get it all the way up. And I'll leave enough on the end to twist it and lock it, and then just fold the ends up in the same thing, and then there you go. So in and of itself, it almost looks like a piece of jewelry for the hair, but it's really not. It's just what I'm using to make sure that I've got something to keep the hair locked in on the ends while I finish the braid. So this was the last one here. I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in. And before I got this video started, I did this entire head, not even in the mirror, sitting on the floor on my laptop. Did half of it last night until I got tired. I knew I got inspired, motivated that I wanted to do the video. So I saved the top half for the day, got up, did some chores in between, washed dishes, sat down, did a couple more, and then realized I was down to my last couple too, and I thought, okay, this will be at least enough time to start the video. So I'm not doing too much, or the length of the video is not going to be too long, because outside of it being a tutorial for the video itself, yes, I did want to make sure that I put a couple of pieces of info in about products as well. So, finishing this off in a standard box braid, I want to always make sure that I get down and incorporate my own hair in thoroughly. Keeps going with product a little bit more. And then down to about that last little tail here, you can see it. Your own hair right there that sticks out. Then I switch my hand position. And then I start to work the hair into a twist, which first goes around in the wrap. I have my trusty rat tail brush here. I back comb it just to make sure that that hair is going to get that same roughed up feel and texture that your natural hair does. Wrap it, pull it, or scrunch it tighter towards the scalp. The back combing again. This particularly works best for me on the twist. I don't care all that much about my hair being all the way incorporated in, because the thing about the boho look is some of the natural hair is curled all the way through. So I didn't get any of the curly hair. This is just a standard braiding hair, canicle on in both, again with the different colors. But I wanted to make sure that I was able to give it the boho look by and differently than just a different textures that the boho braids look. And there is a traditional dreadlock, and you leave parts of the curly out. I wanted this bohemian look to be more true to the difference in texture. So also, while I work the hair through, I tend to go down different parts doing the same thing. I do a little bit of a pull apart on it, tease again, stretch it, keep going. So when that hair pops out and it loosens up, it's going to do a little something different all the way down the strand. Okay. The twists are a lot easier to get in than the braids are. Just to me, your hands aren't working as much. So I'm down to the end, and you can see how fast that went. All right. Torch it again. Real easy. And I don't really go too far all the way down, just enough to finish it. Got my foil twisty rod here. Wrap it around, because what's going to happen when that twist unravels after it's been steamed with the water, it's going to be nice and bouncy. So some of these have already been done with the water, and for the most part, I really did have a preference over how the twist did versus the cornrows. So I didn't really have a method on which one was going to be the braid and the cornrow, which two was going to be the braid or the yellow. So they're all mixed in. So there's a 2, and that's a full braid. I've got the 27 under here. That's a full braid with the 27. It is showing up better on camera though. What happened last night after I got them singed. This is the cornrow. After it twisted, got done, and it's got, again, a little curly, squiggly thing on the end, which is what I wanted. But, you guys, that twist did awesome. I have not had to re-singe it. Took it off the foil this morning, and it crinkled right on up for me. So it could be due to the fiber of the color of it being a little bit different than number 4, which is why I did a little bit different something. At any rate, hold on for a second, guys. Let me go and grab our water, and I'll be right back. But again, the ones on the ends last night did well. I didn't want them all crazy long, so they've dropped just a little bit, so the length is going to be about the middle of my back. This is going to be awesome for me, because just like I typically do some of my wigs that I make, if you care for them, a lot of the wigs you can reset them with rods. I love a good steam to dunk them in a bath, or if I give them a shampoo, clean them out, comb them out, brush them out, reset the wig on a rod or a roller or whatever, and then typically a pot of boiling water somewhere, I just dunk them in and let them sit for a while, take them out. If you have a cool setting dryer, I may put it on a mannequin, put it under the dryer if I'm in a hurry. If not, I'll stick it on a mannequin head and it dries, or a styrofoam head and it dries in the morning. So that's what these guys did last night. They dried overnight. Some of the ones that are in through the top, they're probably about an hour away themselves from finishing, because I got started a couple hours ago. So when they drop, again, this is the look. So the foil twists that are in actually almost look like jewelry. So what I'm going to do is finish them off with a little bit of different color thread that I bought. And I'm actually going to take the thread and put them on some of the dark pieces to make those pop. And that'll be a little bit of a kind of a color variation from the blonde that's already there. All right. Hang on a second. Let me go and get my water. I'll be right back. All right. And I'm back. This is the thread I was just mentioning. I just was in the craft store and then thought I was going in to find an alternative, maybe like some jewelry making type of things to do something with the hair. Couldn't really find anything that I wanted. The yarn was on sale, and I thought, well, this would be cute if I do a little wrap around the braid. I can do that, and that'll be a contrast to the blonde. You know, again, something, make it work and personalize it for you. So all of these ones on the top have not been dipped, and I've got boiling water from the stove with just a little kitty thermos cup, something to hold it, but something that's deep enough and wide enough on the mouth. And the idea that I can hold this with my hand without sticking my head over the pot, dragging it out, hot water hitting me everywhere is not fun. So these last, I'll have to actually touch them to see which are the last ones that I did hit. That one's dry. Okay. I got the rest of those earlier. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, something with the big enough, wide enough mouth that they all can go in at the same time. And I was just doing the ends of it. So again, I wanted to make sure that I got all of the hair done. And so I'll lean my head over and try to get all the way up to where my hair hits the caniculon. Bring it back down, and then it smooths it out even more. What it's gonna do is with the product that you put on it, and I found that with the styling gel that I use, the alcohol that's in there is going to activate once it gets dry, and it's gonna hold it in place and act like a little cement without you having to do glue or any other things like that. When you're taking these braids out, whatever goes in or on your face, your skin, your nails, your lashes, whatever, if it's artificial, it goes on in a safe manner, it comes off in a safe manner. Which means when I get ready to drop these guys out, only the connector comes out. My hair does not to be pulled or detangled or snatched out in any means. And I'm using no glue on my hair at all. And I'm going to make sure that I put that in the title. Okay. Let's give them a quick little damp off. I'm not trying to soak up all the water. I just don't want the water dripping so it doesn't hit me because it is hot. If you can see any of this thing coming off this cup. There it is. It's hot. All right. The last couple ones over here up top, I did dry. This guy is dry. And this guy. There we go. Let me separate these. And again, dipping them all in, getting them into the cup, take it all the way up. One thing about synthetic hair that I've done on a straight synthetic wig, and I got a different little crinkle curl out of that. I put it into the pot to let it sit, but because it wasn't a flat pot, it was a round pot, so the hairs are long, and when it went in, it just swirled around itself, so when I took it out, it had that swirly look. That look gets bent into the hair when it's heated. So the steam, it's great. Again, you steaming the hair or smoking the hair and the product on the hair, not an issue. Synthetic hair, go to town with it. But if you want to save your hair, you got to be able to incorporate an appropriate amount of heat without destroying the fiber. So just like human hair, if synthetic hair gets singed off, it's gone. You can't reattach it, you know. So even if you're spending your $2.30 per pack on these jumbos, like I did, again, they were just a bit overpriced for me, but I couldn't find anything else in the area. You know, you want to be able to get through your braiding process with the hair, and I used all of the 27, and I had 4 packs, 3 packs of the 2. 1 pack up to 27. I used all 2 packs of like 2.5 packs of the number 2 and everything on the 27. And that's with the hair that's kind of shedding and coming off here like that a little bit even when you're separating. So you're still going to go in and rack through that hair, separate it, pull it out, and then make sure that it's nice and separated when you're braiding. You don't want it to tangle up on each other. All right, so these last ones are going in. These are not ready just yet to come off of the flexi twist, the foil twist rod. So giving them a good dunk. And then I'm going to take some more out on the bottom that I did earlier. They're dry. Again, I try to give them about an hour before I let them drop. So I'm going to stop the video again, guys. And magically, an hour later, I'm going to come back, have a little bit of a beat on this face, maybe change the scenery a little bit. It's a beautiful day outside. I may go outside and record it just to finish it up and let you guys know where it's at. So drop them out again. Make sure you got a towel handy. That water is hot. Dropping on you, it ain't fun. It ain't cute. You know, it's hot. It burns. Let's give it a quick little dab just to catch the excess, but you don't want to dry it all the way out. You want that hot water in there on the hair, so as it evaporates, it's drying and the hair is going to hold its shape. Okay, I want to set it for a second real quick to, again, take some of these out on the bottom. I had this one in that I retwisted twice because it slipped out when I was asleep. And where did it go? Right there. I wanted to give it a different look on the ends as well. So you have that. Let's take another somewhere close to the bottom. Let's see. This one's from earlier. And if it's done right, you just twist in the opposite direction of the way you twisted it in. And that one is a full cornrow. So it's still going to have a little bit of that slick into it. So if they're a little too straight, I have my water on hand. And then I re-dip. So if they're going to straighten back out on the end, that's perfectly fine. I have it handy. Let them straighten out in certain areas. Pull it back straight. And then let it hang and do its thing. So let's go to the clear firewall here. There it is. So it's getting a little snaky look to me. Pull it and then let it stretch and then let it fall. And then it blends in just fine. But again, I am so in love with what the 27 did. And it's not that I did a different method on the 27 than the 4. So it's a difference in the material. I think the material being lighter in color actually had a difference on the weight of the actual material. So by being lighter in color, it's not as heavy as the number 2. So it stayed coiled up exactly where I put it. And the 4 is doing its thing. This one is a twist. And so you can again see that it stayed kind of crinkled all the way out. And those ends stayed a little straight. I'm happy with the way that one did all the way down. I don't need to redunk it. But these things, again, just nice and springy and stringy, which is exactly what I was going for. So I'm going to stop the video right now. And this is the finished look, not quite dry, but again, about an hour from now, I'm going to have these guys dry that I just finished the soaking in our steam water with them. And yes, oh, I forgot, I did put just the water when I use it. It's a new cup of water. Once it loses that steam, it's done. So every time I dump my water, I just keep a pot of water going on the stove, a big pot. I have to go in and fill it in every now and then because it's evaporating. Keep it at a boil. Dip your mug in, and then I put just a half a squeeze of this vial. Probably not that, maybe a quarter. Just, if I was saying 4 drops, then that dropped the vial down to about half its size. That was enough. I didn't want to have to dump the whole thing back into the water, pick it back up, and just whatever. So enough of about 4 tip squeezes is enough to keep a little oil in there while I dunk. This amazing herbs was ordered on my favorite website that I get all my vitamins and supplements from, Vitacost.com. This is a 1 ounce size, and it was $5 and some change. And being a member there, you get discounts, you get deals. With this going in with my hair product, and I had 3 or 4 other bottles of supplements and herbs like my colon cleanse, my fiber. I take a RA supplement, which is chondroitin, glucosamine, and MSM. All of those mixed into one pill. I got that, and I think I was replacing my regular daily vitamin, something. My entire order was only like $44 and some change, and then I was able to get a deal as a member, one of the deals that they send you on your email, or you go through the site and you look for the deals. And I got an additional, I think, 15% off. So with free shipping as well. The entire order came in within about 3 or 4 business days at like $41 and some change after I paid the sales tax, which was totally fine with me, because by the time I'm realizing I'm going to GNC, getting certain things there, or the vitamin shop, certain things there, these companies are ordering directly from some of the companies that you seeing online. So the price can drop a little bit on the dollar amount of what you're actually paying, because they don't have to maintain overhead. Employee costs, lighting, tracks, water, heating for a building. They're not paying rent. These items are probably being shipped directly from the manufacturer. Again, this is Amazing Herbs, and I do believe that they are in Washington State, but the product itself from the warehouse, or where it came from, Vitacost, was my entire order shipped together, and it came from Vegas, and I got it about 3 business days after I placed the order. So with that being said, I'm loving it so far. A little bit of the oil is on my face, and I know people may have thought that I was sweaty, but it was just the oil. I just finished cleansing my face, oiled it down, and put a few drops into here, and then we were good. So again, put a few drops into your steamed water. That's also going to make sure that the hair soaks it up, and it also helps with the elasticity of the hair. It's not going to look so rough and unfinished on the ends of the hair, so it'll smooth it out and make it a bit slicker. So even when the hair drops naturally on its own, the steam will keep it singed together, but it's going to have a nicer, softer, less rough feel to it. And that's ultimately what I want. I want the idea of the boho look to kind of look unkempt and all that kind of stuff, but softness counts. I don't even like rough finishing clothes. On my wigs, a trick that I do with those, when I soak them in with their conditioner, the last thing that I do depends on the roughness of the wig. I actually soak my synthetic wigs in fabric softener, diluted with hot water. And that was a trick that I got from a wig retailer years ago. Fabric softener. It's synthetic hair. It's a fabric. It makes sense. And that trick does work. So sometimes I've done that fabric softener and hot water trick without having to do conditioner. And just dilute a fair amount of fabric softener into a big bowl, pour your steaming water in, put the wig in, and let it do its thing. If it doesn't need to lose its shape, then it's not steaming, like some of my kinky afro wigs. I don't need them to lose shape. So I do tepid to hot water, not boiling hot water. Boiling hot water will change the shape of the fabric, no doubt. All right, so when that gets done, these an hour, so I take these out. I have a couple of these wrapped too with the yarn, have a little face beat, and then we'll give a little bit of ending to the video. So it's almost at 40 minutes now. I wanted to keep it under 45, so the last 5 minutes of the video will be the finished look. See you guys back in a bit. Thanks. Okay, everyone, here we go. With the big reveal, it actually has been about 2 full hours since I paused the video last time. I got a little sidetracked, but I wanted to get my shower in, do a little something with the makeup, throw in a little something to be camera ready to really make the final product pop. And I want to tell you, I am so happy. Again, I mean, not being a classic braider, I haven't worn my hair braided in years, and I do, without a doubt, know that on my journey growing not only as a cosmetologist, as a teacher now, hopefully one day as a certified philosopher as soon as that PhD is completed. Shout out to Northwestern Christian University. Um, I believe in that cap theory. If you conceive it, you can achieve it because you believed it. A lot of people mix it around and will say conceive it, believe it, achieve it. But as a teacher, I have to be able to put something out that sticks in the psyche cognitively and something that can latch on. So for me, I just mix them around a little bit. But I wanted to conceive something different for myself and to be able to make sure that um, it parlayed well and did well on camera. And off camera, I've been prancing around with my makeup finish and everything with them down, practicing different styles before I did the reveal. And with making sure that the reveal was going to go well, I wanted to make sure that they did good. Remember I told you guys about adding in the yarn. That did well. I haven't done as many as I'm probably going to do. Again, it's getting late in the day. I'm getting tired and I want to drink. So I put a couple in different places where they'll show up. One here a little higher up. This is just done. It's just a regular braid down. So let me go ahead and take the clip out and let them drop. And guys, if I could have really been more thought-provoking on my toes, I would have grabbed a ball of yarn of the blue and white, which is going to signify more to make them pop, which is why I'm going to title these as American Trades or American Boho braids. Again, a mix of traditional two-strand twists, jumbo twists, Senegalese twists, whatever you want to call them, and traditional box braid. So with the mixture there, I'm going to stand up and let you guys see how they fall. Again, giving it the boho look, creating something along the lines of where we are now. The boho is just really a free-flowing, really like a 70s babies vibe. You're a gypsy. You're literally a vagabond. Your hair is done but not done, you know. So I can remember, I've been in this business for so long. And I'm going to tell you, I came into the business when if every piece of hair wasn't in place, when you're doing that relaxer or a weave or foil or this or that, and it wasn't done. So I'm glad that I'm in enough of the cycle of what happens in life, just generally, that we're back to things that give you individuality and you have your own signature, whatever. So I'm so happy that these braids come out as messy and undone, purposely undone as they did. And again, I wanted to do something different besides the traditional hair jewelry that I see people do. I saw this style years ago with Paul Mitchell at a show, and they were just creating a different little thing. And this is where the faux hawk first came in. And a stylist had just created a quick little, teased out style right down the middle and gave her a faux braid. And the client's hair was not actually cornrowed straight through. They just kind of smoothed it back, pinned it, and then they would take a piece of yarn on a string and just loop it through. And it was the cutest thing. It was all the rage. I brought it to the salon again. At that time, Birmingham, Alabama, and this is no shade against Alabama at all, but lived in Washington State. I'm in Washington State now. Come from Florida. Been in Georgia, Tennessee, most of the Southeast. And if you're just not a cosmetologist or barber who's going to invest in your own education, then you're just not going to do it, regardless of where you are on the map. So I've been in however many salons over however many years, and as an instructor now, however many schools over however many years with fellow instructors that will not get up off their ass and go to a show in their home city. And this was Premier Beauty in my home city of Birmingham, Alabama. That stylists are sitting behind a chair and life in general is passing them by because they live in a bubble, a cocoon of what they think they're maintaining. It's slowly but surely becoming obsolete. You build a foundation on anything that you've learned as a student of life, and you keep that as a foundation. But in order to grow, your knowledge base has to grow. And I saw too many stylists that were not doing that. When I began teaching, I saw too many people that were, again, everything had to be perfect and assimilated, and this and this and that. People got to understand that the ideas that you saw in books and papers and magazines, they were created. We're creative professionals. It just wasn't this one way to do a bob or one way to do a foil. Now, we got all kinds of freeform, tension, non-tension bobs. You're going to cut. You got broken lines. You got different levels of elevation you're going to use in one haircut. We've got our ombres, our sun braids. We've got our balayages. We've got all of that we love to do, okay? So what I mostly am not seeing enough of in American culture is things that are created solely and purely by us as Americans, and things not African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, none of that, just being American. So what this began to do for me as I began to complete the style, then I began to think, oh, well, okay, this does look like a little Senegalese something that was there. Then this looks like a little Native American something with this there. And then, I'm going to throw a little bit of my finger wave in there. And that's going to bring me all the way back to, my 1920s, favorite era in life. And if I find my magazine, hang on, let me see if I have it. Oh, yeah. Time magazine just put this out last month's issue. Era, I love it. The Roaring Twenties. I bought it. It was a $13 magazine. That's for the simple fact that I love this era. Our bobs, our waves were coming into fashion then because women were entering the work industry and they needed something quick to style their hair and something that could set their hair and it would stay. Then, of course, we do borrow from things like most hair is not manufactured in the United States. I still haven't found an American manufacturer here in the States. So your hair that's manufactured is going to come from your Chinas, your Indias, your places like that of the world, which is perfectly fine. But again, what are we creating here to bring all of that influence as Americans, and what do we give ourselves credit for? Down to, my pseudo barber skills, putting a little line in right here to kind of tighten it up and give it a little bit more personalization. The asymmetric look with any hairstyle, and specifically in American culture, was copied and influenced and did and done again. And here you see it in 2019. And we can take this look back to a group of the pioneers of hip hop, Salt and Pepper. And their story is a funny story. I believe one of the sisters, of Pepper, was becoming a licensed cosmetologist, and she was beginning to grow her client base. And I think the story goes that she had built a personalized salon in their home, and she was Pepper's personal stylist and was trying to get that relaxer and that blonde color done at the same time. And I tell people all day long, you're going to have to get your chemistry skills all the way together. It's 2019 with as much training that's out there now, and a lot of cosmetologists still don't have it. So I can only imagine in the early 80s that it wasn't there either, okay? That's the real reason why you've always had this thing of black girls not needing to do too much blonde hair. So whenever I've had my hair blonde, it's always been natural or semi-natural, depending on what kind of texturizer that I'm using. But at any rate, as the story goes, her hair fell out. Pepper's did on one side of her head, and they had a show to do. So her and Salt were like, "What are we gonna do? We got to do something to tighten it up. We got a show to do." They ended up just kind of styling each other's hair over to one side, and boom, the asymmetric was born. So now we're back to cutting the hair, slicking it down, which I, again, suffer from alopecia. So this side of my head and underneath over here is always cut down really heavy, depends on how I want to wear it. And then not all the time, but even just for the sake of wanting to add a little something extra today, I cut the party in just before I jump back on the video. So with that being said, all of that influence is trickled down from somewhere, and you're influenced by something, and only a real creative, articulately minded, intelligent professional is going to be able to humbly tell you where they get their inspiration from. Very rarely are people just creating any one particular thing that there has not already been a version of it done. I'll put it that way. And an arrogant person will do that. So I try to always make sure that I stay true to a love of learning, because I'm my own best student. I really am. So with that being said, I did just a little half up, half down. Let me get up and rock these girls here. Again, I took the foil twist out, and about, they actually ended up staying about an hour and a half. I finished up my makeup or whatever, put on a little something that took another half an hour. So they're really starting to drop even more now. So I am so happy with how these turned out. Yes, yes, yes. And then the yarn technique in place of doing actual jewelry. So in a couple of different places, I went all the way up. Just did a regular 3-strand braid here. In another area, do I have another short one here? No. Here, same thing. Put one up top. Put another one. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There we go. Put another one down low here, and this is just wrap, 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 wrap. A regular knot right here. Wrap the ends all the way down, knot it again, and then cut the excess off. So I wanted, again, something to where the side was going to have character and some personalization to it. And regardless of which way I look at it, I love it. Again, so the mixture of all these different type styles and influences is how everything is coming together. And they're dropping, you know, even a bit more. So I can only wait to see what they're going to do in the morning after a full night's rest. I just got these pulled back in one little bobby pin. I'm going to take that out, and let's just see how the rest of them are hanging. I was noticing earlier doing my makeup a couple pieces, and that's there getting my own hair popping out. If you don't really want the full true boho effect with that, and you want it more complete, or you want it more done, I'll take a comb and I back comb it slightly, or my brush as I did earlier on getting it fixed. Take a little edge control, whatever you have, something with a little hole. This is just a little regular styling gel, and then retwist it in. That's going to allow them to reset those natural pieces of your hair that may want to pop out. But if it's going to remain a true boho style, then you'll let them pop out. These twists here are doing great. Remember, these were some of the pieces that I pulled apart and went in and did a tease on, again, to puff them up a little bit, but also to give it that undone look. Those are doing great. I had a big one over here that did the same thing. nice and unravel. Do it, pull it apart, whatever you want to do, and let it hang. And so again, at either route, both sides down, hanging down. I've got a lot of fullness and volume. Fullness and volume does not mean height. Fullness and volume can be height this way. They are not overly super heavy. They were heavy when I had the foil still in. So again, I probably not going to recommend that you're sleeping in them. I slept in half a head of them last night so they can finish drying. I was just really so tired. Didn't feel like taking them out. Got up though, brushed my teeth, got my coffee, and the first thing I did was drop the half part down before I started up top. So if you're going to be in a salon with a client has got to be ready to let the foils dry in, your foil rods, let them dry in, or you could easily take on a cool dryer. So if you don't want them to shrink up, you want them to dry. So give her a heads up that they're going to remain just a teensy bit damp. Younger clients kind of understand how that works nowadays. Older clients, again, if they're still in that world of every little hair's got to be perfect and in place, but they want to rock a new look, they got to understand that it's a new way to wear those looks. So if you're in a rush in a salon and you don't have the time to let the foil flexi rods dry, do your hot water, steep them in, and get them nice and cooled off to the touch. And then I would take a finger diffuser attachment to your blow dryer on a medium to low setting and just go in with different sections, scrunch them in, and let them finish drying. So as I'm running my fingers through here now, several pieces are still a little bit damp, but they're not dripping wet. They're perfectly fine. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this so much. You know, you gotta always be mindful and thankful. And I know I am blessed because my hands are a gift from God. Arthritis and all, they always have been. And I will never take them for granted, which is why I do take care of them. So I took the arm bandage off you guys saw me with on earlier because typically I sleep in that kind of as a compression sock, and I needed to do it because I felt the inflammation a little bit on yesterday. I actually started Friday night when I worked out, so I saw it more on yesterday, and I worked through it last night without the wrap on. And actually it woke me up in the middle of the night with a little bit of throbbing, and that's due to the inflammation and you're not getting much circulation um, through whatever part of the body it is. So I woke up, wrapped it up, did my little thing to it and exercised it out, went back to sleep, got up this morning, it was fine. I didn't want the same agitation today, so when you guys saw me earlier on the video, I still had the arm wrap on, but that was all that was. So this is another little way to do a half up, half down do, and it actually exposes more of the threaded pieces, and I'm going to be adding more in. Got to work this week and just want to have something that's going to stand out and signify me, but I really wanted to do something completely different, um, something I haven't heard of or seen. And so I actually did spend a few minutes before I got back on the video to make sure that when I looked at the term American braids, I didn't see it. African American braids and other different things that are out there for us, Senegalese braids, any other type of African box braids, goddess braids, different things like that. But I wanted to make sure that I could signify and I don't know, possibly even trademark the name, but to make sure before I threw the hashtags out today that people understood what it was. So it's a standard 2-strand twist, okay, mixed in with 3-strand box braids. Take them as thin or thick as you want. To me, I did different sizes here. The biggest size I'll have once you go in and section your hair, it's about the size of my thumb. I will take other pieces that were smaller, that were only about the size of my pointer finger. The partings are off center. They are not symmetrical, designed that way. Put a little signature something in, you know, people want to do the baby hairline and all that kind of stuff. I don't really care about that with the edges. I want to give a little bit more something to it, so I threw the finger wave in. Put the line in there, that's all optional, but with the different things that are going on in it, and different things you see in different types of American salons and barbershops, you know, I think the finished product is appropriately titled American Trades, which is either trades or trading. So someone wants to go and get their hair traded, braided, or twisted, the American Trades is what you're going to be looking for. So I hope it latches on and people really and truly love it. Probably I'll do another secondary version of it, and that is to throw in another style for high textured or natural hair. Again, this could be mixed in with any of the Afro kinky type synthetic or braiding hair. You can do that. This was just a traditional straight connect-along hair in the 24-inch uncut. So it comes in the band already braided at 24 inches. I left it. Didn't cut anything other than the scraggly ends off and left it in because I wanted them long. So I measured once I first cut it out of the pack to see how long it would hang, and it came down more to the top of my butt. So I figured as it came out, by the time I took the foil flexi rods off, that they would shrink up more. And when I did do the foil flexi rods, keep in mind when you're going to want to create a variation of length on the bottom, you can roll all the way up the full length of that flexi rod or only do half. Make sure you just bend them in on both ends, and then, you know, they'll twist themselves together. And by the time the twist gets set well and roped in, or the braid gets roped in well, they're going to come out and all take a little crinkly, uneven shape due to the different two sizes of hair sections that I pulled and with the two different actual attachment methods. But guys, I'm hoping you all are really going to like and appreciate it. That was cute too right there, right? I'm going to, all right, hang on, throw it in right there. I got some noise going on. I think my hot water heater is running. It's off, I hope. Good. Okay. This is another little side off to the whatever with that. And again, I'm just choosing this left hand side here so I can show off this area here. If you have clients with alopecia or things of that nature, you know that, you know, you got to do a little bit of trickery to get, you know, some of those styles finished for them sometimes. So this kind of works. I'm going to let this braid hang down. And just grab it in and take a bobby pin, you know, and finish them off. And it holds. And it works. That's something you need it kind of out of your face, and you'll have it, you know. You want to do a full look, pull them up. You know, my biggest issue is going to be how to get these guys handled once I go to work out. So tying them back shouldn't be a big deal. Again, I'm so happy and surprised, really, with the end result. But that's what you do. You take chances in life. You don't make mistakes. You make discoveries. So everything through the process was a discovery for me, and You just kind of work, 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 and keep going. This is definitely going to be a great alternative for protective style. Any ladies that are vacationing, you're near the water, you're in the beach, you know, you can get more formal with it, get it up, do some type of twist or something along the back, put some hair ornamentation in, whatever you want. Just have fun and play with it. Stuff is not always going to be in the box. You're not always going to color inside of the line. So one thing I do know as a creative professional is it's okay to be different. It's okay for stuff to not be perfect. But you got to be confident enough and secure enough to want to be different. I got no doubt I would get different types of looks and stares or whatever with my lace fronts. You know, I'm not working full time in a salon right now, keeping my cosmetology credentials and credentials particularly as an education professional together. So I'm working in an environment right now that's allowing me to do a little bit more research on what I need to do to complete my PhD. And with that being said, I've just taken the years where I've been with adult education and now focusing on things that I see happening with adults, socially and emotionally, and where it starts and where it begins, and what you can do to alleviate it because it's really unchecked. Behavior and personality disorders just becomes a nightmare to try to teach through. Even though the beauty and barber industry is something that I love, it's a nightmare to teach through it when you've got 20 different personalities in a classroom, and you know you're going to have one or two somewhere with people that are showing you some type of personality or behavior disorder that's been undiagnosed or unchecked. And the ones that aren't diagnosed and checked, now you've got to worry about protecting those students because they are embracing mental health and doing what they need to do to get the help that they need. But now I got to worry about the bullies. I got to worry about people pointing the finger and laughing at them. And this is 20 plus something, 30 something year old people, guys. So, um, as a cosmetologist, I've just been overly blessed over my years to be able to keep moving in my life to go after different goals. Cosmetology has allowed me to embrace the world of education, and education is allowing me to really and truly embrace my purpose as a human being. You know, it's like, what am I really here to do? What is my purpose here to do? However, I have got to stay true to who I am and what brought me in this world and what I hope to leave out doing professionally. And that is a professional cosmetologist. And so, as long as you have that gift, you have that passion, you have that desire, these hands are always able to do the work. You're going to always be able to create. So that's the one great thing. I wanted to always bring that message. And another reason why I started Salon Life TV was for people to understand that you're your own best student. And life doesn't stop. In order to keep moving, you gotta want to keep moving. You gotta desire to keep moving. Don't be afraid to be different, step outside the box, create, and live, guys. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, that's exactly what I'm about to do. I spent a lot of time this weekend getting this particular blog together. I do apologize. I'm sorry for taking so long to get something loaded up from before, but I wanted to be, again, I record best when I'm inspired. I will be bringing something else definitely to the table this week because it's about time that we got back to the business of the education. So look out for that. It's going to be regarding students and their student loans. That's going to be the next video. Definitely got a little bit more research to get complete so I can make sure that you guys know where to go and get the appropriate help that you need if you need it. Now, what I got to do is get off here and get in the kitchen because I got a batch of buzzed bud brownies to get ready to go out for my first batch of First Cousins OG Kush brownies. So I'm working on where I'll say it's in within the realm of the gift economy, but I am working on getting um, medical grade edibles together. And I've got a small batch of brownies that I'm going to put together today. And that's going out. If you're on my Facebook or Instagram, I've already put that notification out. So if you hit me up with your information, DM me, great. I only need about 3 or 4 people to sample the product. I'll get it out in the mail this week, and then we'll touch bases to follow up. So get your hustle on, expand that brain, get out there and do the work, and anything in life that inspires you to do the work. And if it can bring you some profit, why not? Everything in life is a hustle. Get out there and do the things that you love to do. Be true to yourself, stay true to yourself, and enjoy your life and live your life. And make sure that you guys are going to get out there and support these American trades. They're fire. They came out. I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling myself right now. I gotta go call somebody. So, whatever. I'll holler at y'all. Take care. Salon Life TV on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Salon Life TV on Facebook. Find me on Instagram at Miss B the Teacher, MSBTHA Teacher, on Instagram and Twitter. I have all of those links in the bio below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.